Good morning and welcome to Peace Out, where we are all learning together to peace out. That is our goal. And peacing out has to do with trusting God. When we trust God, it's easier, maybe not be faster, but somewhat easier to peace out, because we know that no matter what happens, no matter what doesn't happen that we thought was going to happen or wish was going to happen and didn't happen, we know that God's got our best interest at heart and that He's got us covered, and we can still have peace even in the middle of a storm, even in the middle of struggle. The presence of peace, the Prince of Peace, doesn't mean that nothing ever goes wrong, nothing ever needs fixed. It just means that He's got us no matter what. That's what I love about God. He doesn't cast us away. We're going to kind of talk about that a little bit today. So this weekend, I spent a lot of my time in Psalm 37, and I got these two verses that stood out. They say this. Verse 23 says, "The steps of the godly are directed by the Lord, and He delights in every detail of their lives." Now, I want to stop there, although that's the next verse I'm going to talk about today, right? He delights in every detail of their lives. He's with us. He loves being in the mix. He loves walking with us. He loves talking with us. He loves hanging out with us. And I can't say a lot of people like to do that with me, right? But he's present, and He delights in that. He loves watching us learn how to trust Him more. He loves watching us in our day-to-day lives. He loves being involved. He loves being here with us. He didn't just throw us on this earth and say, "I'll be back in a few millennials and check on you." He's like, "I'm going to walk with you through time." That's His desire, and His delight is actually doing that. And so you're talking about the godly here. It says the steps of the godly are directed by the Lord. But this is why it's interesting in the next verse, in verse 24, it says, "Though they stumble, they will not fall, for the Lord holds them by the hand." So I'm like, wait a minute. We're talking about the godly. The steps of the godly are directed by the Lord, though they stumble. So the godly can stumble? That gives me some freedom there, because I know I can't be perfect. I don't even have to be perfect, right? I can't even be righteous on my own. It's Jesus that makes me righteous. It's God who sees me in right standing with Himself because of the blood of Christ. And my part is just to have faith and believe, which is a lot of work sometimes, right? But it says, He's talking about the godly, and He says, even if they stumble, when they stumble, if they stumble, they won't fall, because He's still got them in His hand. I love that He doesn't expect perfection. He doesn't say the steps of the godly are directed by the Lord. He delights in every detail of their lives. But when they fall, He's just going to toss you away. When they fall, when they stumble, He's like, that's it. You blew it. No more chances. You used up your chances. Or He doesn't just walk away. He still holds us by the hand. The analogy I had as I was reading this weekend is crossing a busy street or something, and knowing being with my daddy, and he just reached out and take my hand. And in that moment, I was in the safest place on the earth, right? He had my hand. He was going to guide me. He was going to help me navigate through a busy intersection or a busy street or busy whatever the situation is. And He was letting me know He was there, and He had me. My daddy could just hold my hand and make the whole world right? And this is what I saw when I read this. Even when they stumble, they won't fall, because God has us by the hand. It's like He knows how busy life can be. He knows that there's busy intersections. It's difficult to navigate. There's danger on every side. And He just takes our hand. And He doesn't let our hand go. That's what I love about it, too. He doesn't get in the middle of the street and go, "Okay, let's see if you can make it the rest of the way yourself. I got you brought this far." No, it says when they stumble, they won't fall, because God has us by the hand. Now, I don't know if you've ever walked with your daddy and had him holding your hand and you tripped or something, and boy, he just pop you right up off that ground, right? He's not going to let you go down. He's not going to let you fall. He's not going to let you be overtaken by whatever circumstances are around you, right? I know I've seen him snatch a kid or two right from the edge of the water from falling in the water too, right? So your dad's there to protect you. This is the picture I have of God here. It says, though they stumble, the godly, he's not talking about the sinners here. First off, he says, he's not talking about the sinner. He says the steps of the godly are directed by the Lord, period. We can put a lot of peace in our heart right there that he's got us and he's providing our direction. He's not going to leave us out here and go, I don't know which way, you just do something. I don't know. He's going to guide our steps. And then he's going to take hold of us. And even when we stumble, he's got our hand. We can't fall and we can't fail because he's got us by the hand. And he's not going to let go. To me, that is a peace out moment, just an epic peace out moment, because I know that he's directing my steps, that he's delighting in my life. Why? It doesn't seem that spectacular to me, but he's going, this is awesome. Let's just walk through time together. He loves being in time with us. He loves the invite to walk, to be with us in our day-to-day activities, to walk with us, to hear us pray, to hear us cry out, to help us navigate whatever type of dangers or crazy situations that might come up in a day. And, every day brings its own. And if we stumble, we're not going to fall. He's not going to let go and go, oh, well, you shouldn't have looked the other way. Think about Peter when he got out the boat. Peter got out the boat because he had faith. He walked on the water to Jesus, and then he stumbled, so to speak, and he began to sink because he looked at the storm. How many times have I been in the storm and I looked at the storm instead of Jesus? How many times have I been in a storm or a tough situation and looked at the circumstances rather than what God's word says? Because I can take this to the bank, that he's going to direct my steps. He has made me godly, right? And he's going to direct my steps. He loves being in the detail of my day. And that even if I stumble, he's not going to let go. I'm not going to fall because he's got me by the hand. I'm not going far. Ever had your daddy jerk you up real quick? God does that to us all the time too. Sometimes we don't even realize it. We don't realize the extent of his protection, of his provision. And we see Peter getting out of the boat and stumbling, so to speak, by looking at the storm and looking away from Jesus. And Jesus didn't let go of him. What did he do? He reached out his hand and pulled Peter up because he had the godly by the hand. His steps were ordered by the Lord, and Jesus wasn't going to let him go down. He didn't say, well, you stupid fool. What? You looked away. That's on you, man. I ain't my fault. He could have said that. He could have been that way. He could have said, that's not my fault. You didn't, if you had just, God didn't say that to us. He just grabs us, holds us, helps us stay on that straight path, on the right path, on wherever he wants. He keeps directing our steps. He doesn't throw us away. He doesn't abandon us. He doesn't give up. And he never lets go of our hand. He's got us even in those tough moments that we find difficult to navigate, right? He's got us. And that's why I'm going to peace out today. He's got you. Peace out. Have a great day. I'll see you again tomorrow.